Hey Bookish Babes, and welcome to my book nook. We are monsters. We give and we take. For those who don't know me, I'm Rainy. I read all types of books, primarily fantasy romance. If you're interested in that, please like and subscribe to my channel down below. Today's video is very long overdue. I keep telling my patrons that I'm gonna make this video on like my anticipated or like upcoming vlogs or videos, and then something happens and it doesn't come up. So we're doing it today, reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books of all time. And I know this is gonna hurt me, I know this is gonna hurt my soul, but also we're just gonna have to find some laughter amidst all of this. Okay. We're not going in any particular order because like while I know primarily like maybe my top 3 books of all time, which I'm gonna save some of those till, well, I'm gonna save a particular book series in general till the end. I bet you can't even imagine which book that is. Serpents. Anyway, we're gonna see what other 1-star things are out there, right? We're gonna have some fun with it. So let's get started. And the first one that we're going to look over is Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, because I am obsessed with that book. It is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book to pieces. And I thought it would be more fun to look at the second book in a Magnolia series as opposed to the first one, because like I know that the first one is super toxic. So like I'm just wondering like if people continued on, what is their thought process? Oh Lord, I'm scared. Okay, let's enter. There's hardly any 1-stars for this, but there are. Okay. There was no reason for this shit to be 80-something chapters. If only they went to therapy. That's the whole point, friends. They don't go to therapy, and that's why we have this book. It's too simple, too simple. Okay. It is so bad, I want to give it the 0, but that's not possible, so I give it a 1. I mean, fair. I've wanted to give books 0 before. I have, okay? I didn't read it, I'm just a hater? Get out of here, Maya! Get out of here! You're not welcome! If I could go back and erase this book from memory, I would. I would not. I love this book with my whole chest. I would not. Not exaggerating when I say that an excruciatingly detailed outfit description was in nearly every other page. Who the F takes the time to actually Google this shit? Who the F cares? The constant designer name dropping got old so quickly. Sometimes 2 or 3 on the same page. I thought I was losing my mind, honestly. It felt like the author was trying to reach a non-existent word count, which is funny because the book is 100,000 pages long as is. You know, I really actually like the designer descriptions in there because like you get to know exactly what this girly pop is wearing. I get that's not for everyone. For fashion challenge, that's okay. As Daisy put it so eloquently in this book, there's not one calming thing about you. You're obsessive and infuriating and weird. I could not describe Magnolia any better if I tried. The title of this book is very true to its source material in that it really is a long way home, and it is honestly unnecessary for it to be that long. You know, I could have taken like 100 to 200 more pages of this book. I will not stand for this slander. You know what's funny is I don't have a lot of my favorite books ever like on these shelves because they're all in my other bedroom. So I'm just gonna have to look at the books that I've been reading and pick from there. Cause like I have a couple in my head that I want to save towards the end. Why don't we go a little bit of the unhinged route with like a crazy romance that I am obsessed with, God of Malice by Rena Kent. I still think about this daily. And I know people are gonna have things to say about this. So let's make it spicy. Why not, shall we? Here we go. Every copy of this book across the world needs to be burned to ash. Tell us how you really feel, Oz. Tell us how you really feel. I DNF'd this for the 4th time. Sorry, I'm really trying. This is a horror book, not romance. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. Oh. Malice, a noun. Desire to cause pain, injury, or distress to another. Pain, injury, and distress caused to my brain cells. Thank you very much, Rena. DNF at 36%. I appreciate you for the vocabulary lesson on Malice. More like God of Delusion. You know, I think that's funny. I do. What in the emo on steroids was? What sort of comment is that? Honestly, a lot of these I get because this book is right at the edge of what I would consider dubious consent and non-con, and it's kind of like a grayish area. So I get this not being for everyone. Hence why I don't widely recommend it, but I still love it. Don't know what that really says about me though. Okay, let's go for a new book series that I am absolutely eating up. And, oh, okay, here's the first one. We have Heartless Hunter or The Crimson Moth. I am reading Rebel Witch right now and I'm living my best life, okay? So if you don't love this book, I really have some qualms, a bones to pick with you. So let's get at it, okay? Did DNF at 43%. My little toes have more chemistry with the foot of the bed than whatever these two had. Okay, I'm just saying that's freaking hilarious. But I don't agree with you, kind ma'am. I don't agree with you at all. I'm free. I've definitely said that about books that I've hated before. Sad day. A menstrual cup would be game changer for her. Okay, the people in these 1-star reviews are coming to slay. They're coming to slay. At least their blood magic worked because my eyes are bleeding after reading this. Oh hush. Oh hush. Michelle's on the internet. Just hush. One of these days I will learn my lesson and not take book talk recommendations. Not yet, I fear. You know what? I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to blame a whole book talk on you not picking up books or not. I don't think that's fair. Tell me the truth. Was this written by AI? No! No, it was not! So good. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. Witches use period blood to create magic. No matter how interesting the plot is, I just can't get over that fact. Stopped reading after finding that out. You know what? I can't really say anything to you on that because that did take me a little aback. I will say that was not something I was expecting to discover. However, it kind of just worked for me. 1 star for my guy, Alex. I was about to say, if you hate Alex, what type of a person are you? I'm genuinely concerned for you. All right, let's go to Quicksilver because I already know that all the bitches are gonna have lots to say about Mr. Kingfisher over here. All right, let's see. Okay. I feel so bad for all talented fantasy authors because how is this popular? The dialogue and writing are so derogatory millennial. I don't agree. I don't agree with you, Miss Mia. I'm convinced everyone is being held at gunpoint rating this 5 stars. I most certainly am not. If I was, it'd still be 5 stars. This is terrible. There's no way anyone with a developed prefrontal cortex can enjoy this unless you're into dumb dialogues and even dumber MCs. I think you're being incredibly rude and yucking people's yum, and I don't appreciate it, Katya H. I don't appreciate it at all. If your name is Kingfisher, I'm seeing you like this. DNF at 41%. Well, don't be named Kingfisher and come to near her, or else she's just going to judge you the whole entire time. FOMO is a disease. FOMO is a disease, but it always works out in my favor. Almost always. This is trash. She took every popular book talk book and smashed it together. There's no chemistry between the main characters, and the story is so horribly thought out. Don't let book talk fool you with this one, folks. You know what? There are a lot of tropes in this book. There are a lot of tropes. I will give you that. Do I still love it with my whole chest? Yes, I freaking do. Y'all good. That's all it says. Y'all good? I'm great. I'm fabulous. Carrion made me laugh. That's why this gets a star. Once again, Carrion is a bad mamma jamma. I understand this. Oh, you know what? Let's go with a horror that I absolutely ate up. I love Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. So let's see what people say. I wanted to love this so badly, but the whole experience felt like poorly written Hannibal fan fiction. Fair, but also not fair, because I don't agree with this sentiment. Don't do it to yourself. Don't read it. Please love yourself. I don't think I hate myself by reading this book. I just love weird sapphic girl horror. Like, you shouldn't read that. The steam was high, the water was low. I made an archipelago thinking of you. Alone in the night, volcanoes erupting by candlelight. She read somewhere once that if you walked through life like you were shooting lasers out of your breasts, you would exude power. She wants to incinerate this man on the spot. Pew, pew, pew. This woman is supposed to be in her late 20s and a professor. Sorry, I don't buy it. Okay, I might not have remembered that writing being in the book, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There was literally no twist. The whole thing was so obvious. Yes and no, but like, I'm also not upset if the twist is kind of obvious, but I feel like there's only so many ways that a book set up like this can go. Man, people are going in hard on the writing in this book, which is making me just laugh because I don't remember this. DNF baby gay follows lesbian murderer around like a puppy. Cool. Oh man, that's wild. Okay, let's go for Swift and Saddled, which is one of my favorite cowboy romances of all time. And I know that people aren't going to like this and people have a bone to pick with Miss Lila Sage. Quoted Magic Mike. There's getting the ick. And then there's whatever the F this was. This actually made getting run over by a stampede of cows sound enjoyable. I literally love Magic Mike. I love Channing Tatum. Also, the fact that this is Mariana's comment and I love her on TikTok just makes me laugh, but I know that she hated this series, so it's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. Authors need to stop giving characters depression as personality quirks. See, I don't feel like it read across that way to me. Like, I feel like the rep was really great, but I get it's not for everybody. I don't like reading about characters that have no friends. She has friends. You didn't read it right. You didn't read it right. You ever blink out for the last 30 seconds of a drive before you get somewhere where you feel happy that you're home, but you had no idea what happened? That's this book. I have had that happen before. And I've had that happen with other books. Not this one, baby. 1 star for my boy Wes. The rest of y'all can shove it. I do love Wes. I love Lila Sage, and I see where she was going with this, but I just couldn't get there with her. I'm sorry, boo. I had to skim. It was not readable for me. She's sorry, boo. She's sorry, Miss Sage. She could not get behind you with this one. Not only was the plot just non-existent, but I had to read the name Taylor Swift too many times. Honestly, I probably didn't notice because I love a good Miss Taylor Swift moment. If we're being honest, I really do. Now let's go for a book that I will not receive hatred on, Glow of the Everflame, because that book is perfect in my eyes. That book is literally perfect, and oh my gosh, it's Mariana again. It's Mariana again! Ah! Okay, I'm just gonna read her first comment. Thank God that's over. By far my most disappointing read of the year. DM takes my #1 spot for least favorite FMC of all time. The most upsetting part about this to me is that there were things I did like about this book, but in the end, DM was this series' demise for me, and I was incapable of looking past being one of the most insufferable characters I have ever read. I really can't disagree with you here. I just can't stand DM. But Luther, though. I'm sorry. I don't accept it. DNF at 30%, I tried. There's no improvement from the first book. I don't even agree with this a little. You are in the freaking wrong here. Just hot garbage. The FMC is trash. I'll read book 3 only because there aren't any good wikis to tell me what's happening and the ebooks are fairly cheap. We don't need you to read book 3 because you're just gonna trash review it again. Don't read it. Don't. So much plot building with very little actually happening. This could be half as long. Okay, I do agree it is long, but I was here for it. I was sat, okay? So many of these are just like, I hate DM, I hate DM, I hate DM. And I really can't say anything against that. I really can't. How is this shit so highly rated? Because it's good. That's why it's so highly rated. I know it's a hot take, but Luther deserves so much better. It's not actually that hot of a take. It's not actually that hot of a take. It's really not. Oh, this is just killing me. I need to stop reading these. I'm getting upset about this book because I love that book so much. I really do. I love it with my whole chest. Okay, let's go for One Dark Window because that's one of my favorite fantasy romance series, and I already know that that book is widely hated for a lot of reasons that are probably partially true, okay? 1 star. I'd give it 0 stars if I could. The protagonist and love interest are limp noodles. There's no underlying narrative to the book besides vibes, and it can't even do that right. The only character that has anything going on is Elm, but he's relegated to being annoyed whenever Raven and Elspeth kiss because it's awkward when the main characters are too horny to understand what's going on. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, friend. I don't know about that. This book has to be a social experiment. Everything about this was so bad, flat and boring characters, no world building, a horribly predicting romance thrown in, and insanely impersonal writing. This literally reads like fanfic. I mean, the dude's name is Raven. I never knew it was possible to be so bored reading a fantasy. Well, I never knew it was so possible to be so bored reading your comment. What if someone wrote a Vespertine or Caraval AU where all of the characters were inexplicably named after trees? This is what that would be. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's just funny. That's just funny. 1 star. The kingdom is named Blunder, but it should have been the name of this book. No. But you know, you funny. You a funny gal. You a funny gal, okay? You a funny gal. I really must have read a completely different book from everyone else. Must have. I wanted so badly to love this. I do feel that way about books sometimes, but the fact that you feel this way about this has got me feeling some type of way. Rachel, stop saying his voice dripped with oil challenge. Oh, some of these are wild. Some of these are wild. A phone book would be more intriguing. You know what? Anything other than your comment would be more intriguing, I guess I should say. Oh, did I say that aloud? Okay, let's go to A Kiss of Iron, because that's one of my favorite Regency fantasy romance books of all time. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. This F-ass book. You know, that's all you needed to say, I guess. And F at 50% after trying for 2 months to not hate every character and scenario in this book. How could you hate everything in this book? It's magic! It's the Salvation Army version of Bridgerton mixed with From Blood and Ash. Oh my gosh, you did not just say that. Buffalo Bookish. Buffalo Bookish went down with the hammer. Yo, Shawty described cucumber sandwiches as insipid. Nah, this is bad. Oh, these are so bad. This is basically fae porn with no character development. I was entertained for a while, but ended up not finishing it because it was so cheesy. It started off with an interesting idea, but it felt like the author just wanted to write a sex scene in every 5 pages. No thanks. I didn't even think it had that many sex scenes in it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. No, friends. I just don't know. You know what? We're going to do just a couple more. We're going to do just a couple more. And we're going to go with one that I know is going to get bad shit, and I'm going to come for you all. Reckless by Miss Elsie Silver! Theo is my baby, but I'm ready. I'm ready for the wildness that's about to ensue. These I don't even want to read because they're awful. They're awful! The best part of this book was reading all of the comments and the 1-star reviews. I finished it with the hope it would get better. It didn't. I will say, these 1-star reviews are kind of sending me, but not in the way that I was hoping. Absolutely awful. Petitioning for a 0-star feature on Goodreads. How can you give Theo Silva a 0? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Plot device. Pregnancy is bad in fan fiction. Here, it's criminal. You know, I agree most of the times with you on that, but I don't think that this got ruined. I just don't. Why have a healthy relationship with communication and normal interactions when you can just revert to cheap and cheesy porno-style sex every time you have an issue or spend time in the same room? I don't think that's what's going on in this book. Oh, you guys are hurting my heart. You're hurting my heart. Watched Twisters and thought I should give Elsie Silver a try. I was mistaken. How does Twisters get you to Elsie Silver? That just doesn't line up for me. 1 star. Well, I guess you could say my time at the ranch isn't going too well. I guess you could say that, Hannah. Your time at the ranch, you need to leave Chestnut Springs and not come back and let the people I want to be there. Poop. This book was trash. I'm not going to even bother writing a review. It's good for giggling at and decent sex scenes, but as a novel, it's horrible. The fact that you're equating it to poop, I literally can't. I just can't. I think we're going to do like 3 more. I think that's how many we're going to do left, because I think we've done a fair amount. Let's go, not Mayfly, because I know people don't like that book, and you know, for good reason. It's not for everybody. Let's go with A Ship of Bones and Teeth, because I love that book so much. I do love that book. And I'm scared of what people are going to say about it. I'm scared. Alexa, how do I unread a book? I don't know. How do I unread your comment? How do I unread it? Not for me, this one. Couldn't get on with the writing styles. I found it very telling, not showing. I didn't get that with this one. I definitely feel that with certain books, but I didn't understand that. No. There is fantasy and there is nonsense. I read the author's note and was prepared for some dark themes, but this book was just a jumble of nonsense. She said she did research on pirates and nautical things. She must have tried to fit all of it in this book. The execution of The Little Mermaid, Pirates of the Caribbean retelling was done horribly. It was a struggle to finish. I don't think so, Miss Jen. I don't think so. I fear the use of the word love, L-U-V, instead of love, L-O-V-E, made me want to stop reading the book, but I hate not finishing books, so I pushed through it. Okay. That's fair, but like it's a pirate, okay? He's using pirate jargon. The Little Mermaid retelling, but it's 10 years later and Prince Eric turns out to be a little bitch who beats his wife. Yes, duh. I was having a good fun time with this book until halfway through, and then it just pissed me off with the twist that was thrown in there. Now, I'm one who usually has FOMO and needs to know how a book ends. However, this is literally the first book that I've ever DNF'd. Okay, you obviously weren't here for the journey, and like, that's okay. Okay, that's fair. You weren't here for the journey. It's fine. We don't need you, though, if we're being honest. We don't need you. You know what's funny is there are so many more books I could get to, but there are only 3 more that I'm going to do, and I know the exact 3 that I'm going to do, and I'm going to write them down so that I don't forget before we finish. So let's go to one of my favorite books of all time. That's also one of my favorite franchises of all time, and let's get our hearts hurt a little bit with the OG Jurassic Park, okay? Let's see those 1 stars. Let's see them. Let's see them. T-Rexes didn't live in the Jurassic. They lived during the Cretaceous, and also these paleontologists are the most incompetent idiots ever. That is fair. But it's Jurassic Park. I can't even begin to give a helpful review. I tore this book in half when I finished it in a fit of rage. No regrets, hated it. Oh dear God. Oh, that hurts my heart. You ripped my book. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. There's like 2 females in this book and they're both awful. I think this dude hates women. I don't agree with that. Awful. I couldn't wait for them all to be eaten. No. Oh, man. The first time ever, the movie was better than the book, although this may be due in large part to the narration. You know, I do think the movie is better than the book, but I just loved the book. I really did. Well, I finally finished it. This book was a marathon, and if it wasn't a modern classic, I'm not sure I would have thought to the end. But here we are, and I feel jaded. These years of anticipation soured. I truly tried, but did not enjoy this book. I just don't know what to say. These are really hurting my heart because I love this book so much. Oh, man. Oh, I love this franchise. All right, let's go to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is the book that got me back into reading, if we're being honest. And I already know people's issues with this book a little bit, so let's just dive in. Did you know that Evelyn Hugo has breasts, tits of the boob variety? We ought to focus on that, says Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then we do. Okay, that's fair. There is a lot of boob talk. I do remember that. Wow. Okay, I'm not reading that person, but that person is very homophobic, and I'm not really okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I'm sorry, guys, but the writing is just unforgivably bad. I'm sorry, Cassidy, but your thought process is unforgivably bad. I don't know what to think right now. Well, obviously, you should think about giving it 5 stars, because this book is so good. My life is ruined, thank you. I think that's very dramatic to say that Miss Evelyn Hugo ruined your life. But you know, you do you, boo. You do you. Okay, this person is just dumb. They gave it a 4-star, but rated it as a 1 on here. And said, I read this so slow because I didn't want it to be over. You should have given it a 4 then, honey boo. I don't think you did that correct. Lazy and predictable drama. All plot points were easily visible, and frankly, this was a disappointing book in every sense. The twist lacked in any creativity. You lack in any creativity. How many more roasts can I come with off the cusp? The most overrated shit. I mean, it is very overhyped, I will tell you, but I loved it. Loved it, and I'm not going to feel bad. I tried reading this for the gag, thinking it was going to be Valley of the Dolls-esque, but literally unreadable. Sentence structure was giving ESL, and I would know. That's wild. But it's time that we go to our final book of the hour. And that is Serpent. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready to read these. I'm not. Book Talk, you're on your last warning. No. I might be outgrowing this genre. Do you like piss-poor world-building? A protagonist who's a blatant rip-off of Farah and Aelin and Katniss, and a love interest who is a worse plagiarized Castile with shades of Reese. Do you want a plot that makes no sense? Side characters with vague goals and convenient motivations that make no sense? How about prose that is so self-congratulatory, overly flowery, non-specific, and although it's written in first person, in no way matches the protagonist's dialogue voice? Then oh boy, do I have the book for you. Daggers. Shots are fired. I don't like this! Oh. Sarah J. Maas committed a war crime when she created Rhysand. He's everywhere, like a cancer. He just keeps spreading, and it has become an epidemic. That is wild. Ugh. Man, you guys are ruining this for me! Book Talk will look you dead in the eyes and lie to you. Everybody's blaming Book Talk. The title sounds like someone did a drunk Mad Libs of romanticises, and the rest of the book is not much better. I will say that authors need to get more original with their, like, things, but, like, no. DNF's right in the middle of a spicy scene? I fear I cannot. DNF at 40%. I tried, but this is just terrible. Life is too short to read terrible books. DNF at 5%. It lured me in because of vampires, but I'm not a fan of the writing, and honestly, one Aelin in the world is more than enough. Not for me. All of them just compare this to Throne of Glass and shit. Yes, I'm in a different outfit to close out this vlog because my camera died right before, or battery died, right before the end of this. And I was gonna read a couple more Serpent 1-star reviews, but honestly, I don't need to. They hurt my heart, okay? Serpent is my baby, okay? But I've got to film this clip so I can edit this in the car before I go out of town tomorrow because I'm about to go see my aunt and uncles for dinner. So with that, I hope you had fun with this. If you got to the end of this, let's put a snake emoji for Serpent because that's the last book that I reviewed. Let me know, was this fun for you? Would you like to see this in the future, or would you like to see like 5-star reviews of the books that I absolutely hated? That could be a fun like opposite. And yeah, actually another fun thing would be maybe in the comments down below, let me know your favorite book that you would not want to see criticism on, because that could be kind of fun. And once again, a special shout out to my patrons, everybody that supports me and my friends themed Patreon. We have so much fun over there in Apartment 20. I love you all very much, and I'm so thankful for each and every single one of you. If you're interested in joining us and having exclusive content, extra sprints, I'm actually working on a vlog right now of all the buddy reads that I'm doing, so extra vlog content for them, then you can always find information about it underneath this video here. And with that, my friends, I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.